Wait.
Lots of traffic today. Today is definitely a late fall day. It's a little colder than normal. It's about just above 50 degrees Fahrenheit, of course. So just pedaling along here at a nice little clip, nothing fast. Just trying to keep the cardio going and, well, at least for part of this trip. But there's a good chance it might catch me in the rain today. I don't know yet. We've been having a lot of fall weather. That means a lot of rain. I think this is one of the first. Well, yesterday was partially clear. This has been the first day that it hasn't rained at all. So, it rained last night though. I mean, it was coming down pretty hard. But of course that stopped around 2 o'clock in the morning. At least that's what the news guy said. So, anyways. Oh, look, it's all our favorite highway. 503. And the only reason why I'm coming out here today is because I'm out to harvest some more Amanita muscaria. Trying to get a nice supply of it. It's a very, very, very useful mushroom. And no, well, yes and no. I know what some of you are asking. What's the big deal about this mushroom? Well, the big deal about the mushroom is, well, first of all, it's good to eat if you treat it right. You have to cook it properly to get rid of the toxin that's in it. The toxin, yes, it's not a good toxin because it can, if you overdose on it, it can affect your kidneys. So that's not a good thing. But you have to boil it twice for at least, bring it to a boil for 5 minutes, drain out the existing water, wash it, and then boil it again for another 5 minutes, at least a minimum, and then of course dump out the water, rinse it off, and it's good to eat. You can actually eat it at that point. It's really good with a little bit of salt and butter. Oh gosh. There is another thing that you can do with it, and that is you can make a tea. It's a medicinal tea, I call it, because it tends to calm you down. In most cases, if you get the right dose, it will calm you down, make you sleep. In fact, I would suggest that doctors look into this stuff, really look into it to make a very potent sleeping aid. That's one of the great things about it. Now, it can cause some psychoactive effects. Nothing like what you might find in other types of mushrooms. that people in the Pacific Northwest and other places of the world, they're looking for the psilocybin. This doesn't have it. So but this can relieve pain. It can help you sleep. If you're having problems sleeping, this will definitely help you sleep. It's called the dreamer's mushroom because it can cause you to have some very vivid dreams while you're sleeping. But the sleep you get is so deep that, yeah, it will knock you out for 8 to 9 hours easy. And as I was saying, it will knock you out. It will really cause you to have some very vivid dreams. And just before you fall asleep, you might see some colors will be very vibrant, fluorescent, almost like, and very vivid, very saturated, I should say. At times. So, but there's nothing, I guess the best I could say is it'll be the best drunk you ever had without the hangover. But that part of it won't last very long. But it's the dreaming, the sleeping part that it will have a very deep effect on you. Let's see if I can get across here without getting hit by a car. I don't know. There's a lot of traffic today. A lot. More than usual. Anyways, so for me, I generally get it for the medicinal tea part, because I have suffered from PTSD for a long time. So this really does help. And I don't take it every night because I don't really need to take it every night. But it does work. Oh my God, you will. But in order to do the tea right and get the right stuff from it, you should follow the directions, because there's a process of making the tea. People do it differently. Some will say you'll need to dry it out with a dryer at a certain temperature and blah blah, and then boil it for a certain time and use this one. Here's what you do: just get a simple harvester, whatever kind of cheap, the kind that you get for dehydrating apples, one of those dehydrators, like you use it for dehydrating apples. Cut up the mascara. After you wash it off, you do want to rinse it off a little bit. You don't want all the dirt and stuff on it. So you'll rinse it off, You'll put it in your dehydrator after cutting it up a bit. And then every couple hours, switch the trays in this dehydrator that you get. And what you're looking for is to dry this for about 24 hours, thereabouts. Because you want the mascara stuff to be like a cracker. When you touch it,
wait,
you should be able to break it up like a cracker. And that's what's going to go into the water. So you're going to boil some water, at least for every, I want to say, for every 8 grams of this stuff, you will want to measure it out, 8 grams to 2 cups of water. And then put in 1 tablespoon of the citrus powder, not lemon juice, not lime juice, some citrus powder, 1 tablespoon. That'll put you right around the ballpark of, because it's really hard to actually get the pH balance properly no matter what you do. But if you can get it down to around 2.7, I would say 2.6 to 2.8, 2.9, you're doing good. That will help draw out and turn the acid that's in this to the mescaline stuff that's inside it. And you'll want to do this and stir it occasionally. You may have to add a little bit of water while you're steeping it, because you're not going to boil it. You do want to bring it initially to a boil, but then what you're going to do is you're going to turn it down and just simmer. You don't need to keep boiling it for the whole time. People will say, boil it, boil it. No, you don't need to. In fact, I would just put it on a low simmer. And go from there for about 2 hours, stirring it once in a while. And it'll be, don't worry about the pH. Once you've got a tablespoon of the citrus stuff in there, I'd put just, maybe a quarter tablespoon about the hour mark of it simmering. Or I should say a quarter teaspoon. About the hour mark of it simmering. It'll keep that pH right around where it needs to be. And then, after about 2 hours, you'll strain the stuff through like a cheesecloth, or you can do it through a coffee filter, for Christ's sakes, into a bowl, or some kind of jar that's been, this is important, whatever you steep this or pour this into, you have got to make sure it's sterile. That's important if you plan on keeping this. And the reason that you want to make sure it's sterile, because you don't want to contaminate this stuff. So, strain it out, and then took the leftover, the mushroom bits, you can put it inside the same cloth or whatever, the thing, and then squeeze the juice out of it too. And now that you've got your stuff, now you need to microdose it at first, because you don't want to be drinking this stuff like take a cup of it and drink it, because that you will definitely overdose probably on it. So what you do is you do what they call a microdose. You'll do make a little cup of tea, half a cup of tea or whatever your tea is, that or chai if you like chai, but just make some tea, and then you want to take a tablespoon at a time, just 1 tablespoon. What I would recommend is do a minimum of 2 tablespoons first. Now, this stuff doesn't affect everybody the same way. And there's another thing it does, or it doesn't do, is not everybody has the same effect. I'm only telling you what I've experienced, and other people will tell you other things, but most of us agree you do get vivid dreams. And so, but you will scoop this into your tea. I would do no more than 2 tablespoons first, and that's it for that session. And then wait 12 hours. Just wait 12 hours. And here's the reason why. You wanted to see what the effect is. Now, the effects of the psychoactive stuff in this, it can last a little while. I am not going to lie to you. I've had it last. Some of the things that you'll feel can last for 48 hours. That's why you don't really need to take it every day. Some of it can go on for, you'll feel kind of a really nice, how would you put it? Hold on. Let's see what's going on. Okay. So, it's a pretty steep hill right here, so this bike will just... This is on one motor, by the way. And setting of 2. As you can see, I just blasted right up it, so... anyways, back to the tea. So after you've done it twice, or two tablespoons of the tea you made, the extract, if you didn't get the effect you were expecting, up your dose to 3 tablespoons. But I definitely wouldn't go no more than, say, 4 tablespoons in your tea, that you add to your tea. No more than that. And, because I'm 5'10". I'm a tall person, so, and that much, 4 tablespoons, that will allow you to sleep a really good sleep, no problems, none whatsoever. Let's see if we can find some mushrooms. They're gonna be red. Now there are some stuff up here that looks like psilocybin type, like these. Some of these look like psilocybin. Those are not psilocybin. Those are galerina. Those will kill you. But there are some others up here. The wavy tops. Those aren't. Those are not. Those are brown stemmed. They're not white stemmed. Those were galerina. So. And it looks like we're not going to find any today. Oh, look at the size of that one. There's some ones inside the fence. Look at them. See, they make the fairy circle around the tree. I wonder. Oh, there's some over there too. I'm gonna go inside here. This is a legal road, by the way. This is not illegal here. Now this looks fenced off, so it's private. I don't want to go on their property. Dang. Anyways, these type of mushrooms, they have a symbiotic kind of lifestyle with certain trees. And here, you most likely find them under like pine trees and spruce. So that's unfortunately the ones I could get to they're on the other side of that fence, and that's private property, and I do not want to get in trouble for that. So, looks like I drove late today. I may have to go to that park tomorrow. It just depends. Hell, I may even go today. Just go on down to Lewis. I need to do something here. I'm gonna pull over right here. I'm gonna turn on the light. That will help people see me. So anyways, go back down here, head back to 503, I guess. Salmon Creek, Crawdad City. Go ahead and jack this up to tell you, the people around here drive like crazy people. I just go around. Yeah, I'm just gonna go around. Yep. There we go. Through the construction zone. Let's get down here and now make a decision if I want to go to the park. I mean, pretty sure some people are probably bored of seeing me drive the same path. But today was necessary. But here's the thing. Oh, look at this water. So, I'm not going to be able to record as much for the next, when it comes to rides, unfortunately, for the next, couple of months. I'll do what I can. But we are getting to what we call our winter here in the Pacific Northwest. And we have a lot of days that are like this during the wintertime, but they're sparse. And I can't guarantee that I can ride on days that are clear like this every time that one's available. So, riding videos may disappear for a while. But the good news is, I got some really cool other videos I'll be doing, baking ones and cooking. So just some simple dishes and stuff that we eat in our house. Something kind of surprised us is that it turns out that a lot of our friends we know, they don't cook that much, and not that they do cook is like, I don't know, I wouldn't call it healthy. Yeah, I wouldn't call it healthy because it's mostly processed foods from boxes and stuff. I mean, come on, people.
Wait.
You can eat a lot better and make better choices in our diets here. You don't have to always eat fast food stuff, or even the stuff that you buy from the stores and the ready meals and stuff. That's fast food, processed. I remember when I was going to school, we couldn't graduate unless we passed home economics, because we had to learn to cook, boys and girls. So I don't know why that was taken out of school. At least I think it has been. I know we couldn't graduate until we passed it, so and I don't know if my mom taught us how to cook. So, and she didn't just teach the girls, she taught the boys as well. So all my brothers, they know how to cook. In fact, what was funny was most of my brothers taught their wives how to cook. And that's funny. So yeah, my brother makes a really mean tilapia dish. It's awesome. It's almost similar to this tilapia dish that you can get in Thailand. I'm not sure if he didn't copy it from there. So anyways, we're at Scotton Way in Battleground. Okay, let's get across here without. Like I said, these the mountain bikes of today, and like these with the electric, oh my god. I used to ride motorcycles, and of course we did a lot of mountain biking when I lived in Idaho. So, but we didn't have any, it was all human powered mountain biking. So, and now that these electric bikes are out, oh geez, I'm in love with biking again, but only more so than ever, because now, and at my age, going up and down hills can be a problem at my age. But as you saw, just what I just did over there, I had no problem getting up and down some pretty steep hills on this bike, and that was just one motor on a couple of those hills. Now I did use the two motors on the other hill. But this bike here, this particular model, this one here, this is called a Tutio Adria 26. It's got 26-inch fat, fat boy tires, 4-inch fat, I guess they call them fats. I don't know the terms they use on these anymore. But this thing is, it is a beast. It is. I'm going to do my review on it in a week if I have the opportunity. I'm going to tell you what kind of distances I get per charge. I mean, you can see I already rode 8 miles and the battery's barely, it hasn't even, I mean, there's still, what, 6 ticks there on the battery? That has dropped, barely. Uh-oh. I think that's something rubbing against my tire. But what? I think it's from my fender. I will have to find out. Yeah, if it is something from my tire. Oh, I see it. Yeah, it needs to be adjusted. Yeah, I took it off and I put the name of the bike on the fender. Because I named her Tashara. That's the name that has a meaning to it. It means one that brings you joy. It's Arabic. And this bike brings me so much joy. It deserved a name. And then of course, but like I said, this I'm gonna do the review, tell you about its how far I can go on it, the speeds you can get to on it, which are scary fast. There are a lot of e-bikes on the market, but if you want to get up hills and you want to be able to get someplace fast, you cannot ask for a better bike. It's well built. So, yeah, this is one of those kind of bikes that a lot of people don't. I mean, there's like some reviews of it on the internet. Well, actually, it's one of the reviews that I saw that made me choose this bike above all the others. And the one thing about this one compared to the others is it's really, really quiet, especially with different tires. But it's got the range and it's got speed, but most of all, it's got climbing power. And oh boy, this thing can just, of all the different bikes you could possibly get, I would say that the Aorta, what they call the Eorta or whatever, those are good bikes. Tutio, these ones, the 24, the Seeker 24, the Adria 26 from Tutio. But I'll go over it all in my review, and how to, go over the different things. So today was just another little quick. Like I said, I could go down to the park, but traffic's really, really, really heavy right now. because I definitely would go. But Highway 53 is a scary road. Especially when there's a lot of traffic. So I don't think I'm going to go down there today. But like I said, just clicked over 9 miles today, and that's the battery rating. That's the speed. And I did do a little pedaling at first, like right now, like for instance, I'm pedaling. This thing has the ability to go a long ways. Because I think my first charge I went, which included pedaling, the first time I rode this and kept it going before charging it, I got 99 miles on the battery. That was with assistance from pedaling and
wait.
Now, how far can I go without pedaling? I don't know. I'll have to do that one. Oh God, look at these clouds. These clouds are coming off the coast. I don't know, maybe I'll take a quick trip around the neighborhood. Just kind of take it easy around here. Yeah, I'm gonna have a little small rant right quick. I want to tell you why Americans a lot of times live paycheck to paycheck, and it's very simple. It's right before your eyes. Can anybody tell me what it is? It's not the homes. It's not the yards. It's the number of vehicles we own. If you own more than one car, which most of us have to, I agree. When we had 2 cars, and at one time we had 3. So, but it's the number of cars we have to have. And the reason why we need them is because our society revolves around the car. We're the only society in the world, I think, that everything revolves around the car. Hell, there's people that have nicer cars than they have nicer homes. Some of these cars cost more than the homes. So, you wonder why we're living paycheck to paycheck? Because most of your paychecks go into car insurance and your monthly payments if you have more than one car. You would be paying upwards of, well, let's say this. At one time we were paying $1,500 a month just for the payments on the cars. That is insane. $1,500. Hell, there are people that live in the Philippines that live on less than $230 a freaking month. And to them, that's kind of really good. And here in America, if you're not literally making bank, pulling in a good, I want to say a minimum of $5,000 a year now. No, I'm not talking about when I was still in the workforce. I'm talking about today. These kids that are coming into the workforce today, they got to be pulling in a minimum of, if they want to own a home, they got to pull in a minimum of $5,000 a month. And that's ridiculous. That is so freaking ridiculous. And that's for them starting out. They just got out of college. You got to be pulling a minimum of $5,000 minimum for one person to get by, because you got the insurance. You got it. That's one of the things you have to worry about. Oh, there's the mouse. Look, see the cat. And these kids don't deserve that. They don't deserve. Do you realize that when us Xers, Gen Xers, your father was probably the only one working in the home at the time. My mom was a nurse. She stayed a nurse for a little while until she had more kids, and there's just too many kids in the house, and she couldn't work and take care of all the kids, so she gave up her nursing career. And of course, my dad, he's an engineer. He worked all over the world. I mean, after he got out of the military, he became an engineer, and he worked all over the world. He worked for the Saudis. He met the king of Saudi Arabia back in the day when Aramco was first formed. So, my dad was part of that whole, let's find the oil in Saudi Arabia. And so, oh my God, I want you to look at this down here. They got the Grinch. That's cool. So anyways, so he ended up working on jobs all around the world. And of course, I'm going to tell you the honest truth, we weren't poor. But that was back when one person could take care of the family, and, when I left home, and after I did my bit in the military, because I went straight from college into the military, because I got a scholarship through the military. After I got out, it was kind of easy for me. I mean, I had contacts, I knew people and stuff, so yeah, you could get out. And I was like my partner Katie. She was, when she got out of the military, she went right to Washington D.C. and she had her top secret clearance, and she was making bank. She went to work for some really high level companies in the D.C. area, and I can't mention exactly what she did, because it's anyways, that is the kind of opportunity that kids today need, is what we had. But unfortunately, kids of today don't have that same luxury, because a lot of the jobs that are once available are no longer available because of automation. And now AI is coming around, and these kids need a better chance. They need more of a chance. We need to give these kids that are coming around a bit more chance to get somewhere. And that doesn't mean to force them into freaking college either, because the college isn't going to buy it to do it anymore. Not anymore. Because there's one thing AI can't do, unless they're a really, really good robot AI. They're not going to be changing your plumbing. They're not going to be doing the electrical work in your houses. They're not going to be repairing your appliances. So there are other jobs that are out there. So we need to start thinking about kids getting into trades instead of going to college, because the trades are where it's going to be in the future. It's not gonna be somebody pushing pencils or doing TV reports and all this other stuff. They're gonna be doing physical labor that is still gonna be required like it is today. Like right now, there's a shortage of people who can work on cars. And the reason why is because they're not being treated fairly. So the people that were in the business are telling others, don't become a car repair person because it's not worth your time and effort. So there's becoming a shortage of those, even though they're needed. People are saying don't become this because they're just not getting paid enough to do it, and that's why in the future we need to stop saying that service people aren't as valuable as the guy that works at McDonald's who's serving that McDonald's hamburger. He's as valuable as anybody because he's providing you a service. Now, granted, they should have to fulfill their service properly, because McDonald's is really bad about getting your order wrong, at least the 1 year. But that's neither here nor there. Service people need the respect that they deserve. And that means everybody who does some kind of service job. I don't care if it's the janitor in your kid's high school. They need to be treated and paid accordingly, because we just, the society will start to break down. And the way it is right now, it's really becoming very apparent of the have and have nots. And we are doing this to our own kids who are coming in behind us. And that is not fair at all. Not to them, and certainly not to us. You gotta remember, in the future, these are the kids that are gonna be taking care of you. If you don't treat them right now, they're not gonna give a damn about what happens to you in the future, because you didn't give a damn about what happened to them.